Good afternoon, everyone. Apologies for a little bit of lateness here for coming on. And if you are listening, could you could someone just tweet me or something just to say that you can that we're on, or something? You could go into the match day chat. We're just a little bit behind. We've had a few problems here today. I will try and run through the teams for you very quickly and hope that you can actually hear me at home. Starting with Kettering in goal is Paul White, 2 is Jarrell Berry, 3 Ben Tosland, 4 Brett Sulkin, 5 is Gary Mulligan, 6 Michael Richins, 7 Gary Storer, 8 Aaron O'Connor, 9 is Rennie Howe, 10 Ben Milnes and 11 is Lyndon Meikle. Substitutes for Kettering are 12 James Brighton, 14 Rhys Hones, 15 Marshall Willock, 16 Matthew Stevens and 17 Jordan Wright. For the Rebels in goal is Jack Turner, 2 Sean Fraser, 3 George Wells, 4 Guy Hollis, 5 Mark Nisbet, 6 is Alan Innes, 7 Lee Togwell, 8 Nathan Webb, 9 Brad Watkins, 10 Chris Flood and 11 is Matthew Lynch. Substitutes for the Rebels: 12 Josh Chapman, 14 Nathan Smart, 15 is Simon Dunn, 16 James Dobson and 18 is Manny Williams. So those are your 2 sides. Hopefully you can hear us. We've had a couple of problems here. We also have a slight problem in the fact that there's no power here, so we've had to bring our own power here today. So we are hopefully everything is working. We're just going to wait for the Kettering. We're shooting from right to left and they have the kickoff. We're just waiting for the referee, who's Mr. Edward Piddock, to start today's game, and we'll do that. It's just not the best of commentary positions here for us. Unfortunately, we're not near the halfway line, and we're in an area that's caught in we're a little stand. So there it is. That's the kickoff. It's Kettering who have the ball. They go straight back to their goalkeeper, Paul White, who's just recently come back from a suspension, and White has the ball at his feet.
Go on, you rebels!
And the ball played down the line. It's put clear by George Wells, trying to find Brad Watkins. Watkins will get a second bite. It's cleared by Mulligan. Only as far as Webb. Webb's touch is a bit heavy, and Mulligan gets a second chance to clear here for Kettering. It will come out all the way out of play and goes out of play for a throw to Slough, halfway inside their own half. So thankfully you can all hear us. Oops, what's going on here? And quick throw here by Fraser, flicked on by Watkins, finds Flood on the halfway line, tries to turn, plays it down the line and hits it only straight at Sulkin, but the ball has come through across, and then it's George Wells who can clear, and the referee's given a foul against Rennie Howe for a push on Matt Lynch. So there you go, Slough in their away colour of blue, Kettering all in red here today, and the goalkeeper's Paul White is wearing yellow, and Jack Turner in his green kit with the white sleeve. So there you go. We'll give you the 2 sides for you again, and we'll run through some of the other games in the Southern Premier League here today as well. There is one postponement. Gosport Borough versus Kings Lynn has been called off for a waterlogged pitch. It's a free kick here to Slough, taken by Turner. Turner with a long kick forwards here, looking for Watkins on the far hand side. Beaten to the ball by Mulligan. He'll come here to O'Connor. O'Connor up against Fraser. Has to play the ball across to Berry, but it's got too much on that. Goes out of play for a throw to Slough inside the half, and it looks as though Mark Nisbet is almost playing as a centre midfielder here for the Rebels this afternoon, whatever it is. So throw on the far hand side. It's going to be taken by Wells. A little bit windy here as a Storm Bryan comes in. Quick throw here towards Lynch. Lynch back to Wells, finds Watkins down the left hand side. Watkins back heels it, trying to find Wells. Wells just pushes Berry in the back, and that'll be a free kick to Kettering. So just to let you know that there's no power here at Kettering. They don't have any power on this side that we are in. So we've got our own little power box, and it's has a tendency to turn itself off because it's a little portable kind of thing. So we'll try and get to half time and unplug whatever we can just to make sure that we can survive. Long kick here by Paul White. It's going to go all the way out of play for a throw to Slough, level with the 18-yard box on the far hand side of the pitch. There's a player just jumps over the fence here. Obviously not a player that's on the pitch, but one of the substitutes just a bit late going around to the corner. We're just going to wait for Wells to take the throw. No, he's going to leave it for Hollis to take this throw. Level with the Slough 18-yard line, deep inside on that far hand side. And it'll be Hollis with the throw. Long throw here, but it's gone. Has it gone in play? It has. It's gone in play, and the wind has actually blown out. The wind is coming across the pitch here at Latimer Park, which is the home of Kettering here, rather than in previous years when it's kind of been blowing down goal wind. Oh, just a big blast there, just coming across. It's going to be quite a difficult day with the conditions here, but we are going to wait for a throw to come in on the far hand side by Berry. Berry for this throw for Kettering. Trying to put it into the box, aim towards Howe. Howe does well to get a flick on. Ball comes into the centre here for Richards. Richards turns on the far hand side, up against Wells, plays it off Wells for a corner, and Slough will have some defending to do here in these early stages of the game. It'll be the left back Toseland who will go across to take this corner on the far hand side. Got about 6 or 7 balls on the pitch for some reason at the moment. In swinging corner here, everyone surrounding the goalkeeper Turner, and the referees just are going to have a quiet word with a group of players who are nestled in there. And it will be Toseland who will get this game back underway with this corner. And he whips it far wide. It catches in the wind and goes straight out of play for a goal kick. So there you go. If you do want to get in contact with us here at Rebels Radio, you can do that via Twitter. It's at MyFC Rebels Radio. Or if you're listening via the YouTube, and I know some of apologies, that is the power going. So what we're going to try and do is we're going to try and unplug the laptop and just hope that we've got enough charge on that one, because that seems to be what's playing up. So we're going to unplug that one and hope that everything's fine. We'll keep an eye on that one, and just in case we need to plug it in. So that's why the sound just went off there. So it's still 0-0 here. You haven't missed anything. The wind is the main prevalent in today's game, and it will be the game will restart with a free kick for Slough just on the edge of their 18-yard box, and it will be the goalkeeper Turner to take this kick. And again, his wind just catches it in the air. Underneath it is Webb and Meikle. One back by Webb. Played forwards here by Lynch, trying to find Watkins on the far inside, but again catches in that wind, and the wind just takes it straight out of play for a throw on the far hand side. And good afternoon to David Randall, Michael Kelly, Fitzroy Brown, Darren Yates, Tequila Sharks listening in Australia, America. Thank you for joining us here today, and we'll see how it goes. Might have to just keep getting up and turning the power back on. Ball played in, it's down into the Slough half. It's going to come through to Howe. Howe runs across, plays the ball there towards Milne. Milne plays the ball forward, but it goes all the way through to Jack Turner in the Slough goal. And Turner has the ball in his hands. Aaron O'Connor standing in front of him here. But Turner with a long kick down the field, catches again in the wind. It's allowed to bounce and comes through towards Flood. Flood just has the ball here, flicking on the right hand side, trying to find Nathan Webb, but it's cleared by the left back Toseland, and it will be a throw to Slough. And first real chance that they've got to be in the Kettering half. And it's looking to see Slough. I'm going to send forward Inns and Nisbet for this throw. And it's going to be Guy Hollis that will try and put a long throw in here, trying to catch this ball in the wind. And it is Hollis with this throw into the box. It's headed towards Inns. Inns has missed it. Handball there, and the referee has given nothing here. Played the ball out here on the far hand side. Lynch comes across for Slough to play it back to his goalkeeper. Chased down here by O'Connor. And Turner under pressure plays the ball, flicked on by Wells, only into the centre. It's picked up by Richards. Richards thumps the ball on the far hand side. Fraser gets there first, but it's Howe who's there now with the ball. Howe just being forced wide here by Webb. Webb does really well. Wins the ball off him here and can bring the ball forwards here. Looking for a ball forwards, trying to find Flood. It's going to bounce and then it's headed home by the captain Solkin to his goalkeeper White. It's 0-0 here in the first 8 minutes of the game. And the ball's rolled out here towards Berry. Lynch gets a foot to it and knocks the ball out of play. And out for a throw. Halfway inside the Kettering half. And it'll be the right back, Daryl Berry, to take this throw on the far hand side. And it's a long throw for him. Ball stays in play. Howe gets a flick on, comes through to O'Connor, headed away by Hollis, and then Lynch is there first for Slough. Just gets a touch on it, but can't clear it far. And it's a throw to Kettering, taken by Berry quickly again. Looking on the far hand side, there's a push in the back there by Storer, and it's a free kick to Slough, 25 yards away from their own goal. And I think the linesman's going to bring that one back a little bit further. The referee standing in a totally wrong place, and it's Rene Howe just being spoken to by today's referee. Just having a quick word with him. There's long queues at the T-bar here at Kettering. Good crowd here on this windy day. A good portion of Slough fans behind that goal. And atmosphere just a little bit lacking here with the wind playing a part. It's Turner with this kick. He drills this one long. Aimed at Watkins, but again it goes straight out of play. And it's out for a throw to Kettering on the far hand side, which Berry, the right back, will take. Again, looking for Howe. Howe does well to flick the ball on, finds O'Connor. Hollis plays it back towards Turner, and Turner under pressure again, clears the ball high into the evening hair. It's headed away by Webb and finds Togwell. Back towards Webb. Webb plays it out here towards Fraser. Fraser just put under pressure there, chased down by Meikle, but the ball out on the far hand side, and it's gone out of play for another throw to Kettering on that far side, on the halfway line. Berry's just got to get it from the bin just behind there. There was a bin in the way, and it will be Berry with this throw. Plays it long into the back, headed away by Inns, and it's another throw here for Kettering. And this one's about 20 odd yards away from the goal. Again, Berry will be the player that will take this throw for Kettering. Again, looking for a little bit of movement here, and Mulligan makes a move down the line, followed by Watkins, but Berry will throw the ball into the box. Again, looking for Howe. Ends with another good header away, and again it's out for another throw to Kettering on the far hand side. 10 minutes gone so far here at Latimer Park. Still 0-0, no goalmouth incidents of any kind to tell you about. And again, Berry will take this throw. Quick throw in here, looking for Storer. Storer looking for a foul. Manages to get hooked clear by Nisbet and out for yet another throw on the far hand side. Looks so cool to play on that far hand side at the moment. Another throw here. And Slough just struggling to deal with this. The referee just telling the right back, Berry, he's got to come back about 10 yards to take that throw. He's gained a little bit of extra space there. And it will be Berry with this throw on the far hand side again. Again, long throw aimed at Howe. Beaten to the ball this time by Inns. Ball comes through to Mills. Mills' header finds Richards. Heads it on. Inns again with the header. Finds Storer on the far hand side here for Kettering. Keeps the ball in. Plays it to Berry. But forward to Howe. He's doing dispossessed. And the ball now with Nisbet. Nisbet closed down immediately by Richards. Comes off Richards last. It's a throw to the Rebels. The other games in the Southern Premier League today are Bishop Stortford versus Tiverton. Chesham versus Biggleswade. Dorchester versus Banbury. Dunstable versus Redditch. Farnborough versus St Leo's. Frome versus Basingstoke. Gosport Borough versus Kings Lynn was postponed for a waterlogged pitch. Hereford versus Kings Lynn, Hitchin versus Merthyr, St Ives Weymouth, and Stratford versus Royston. Those are your Southern League Premier games. There's just a bit of confusion here as there's two balls on the pitch, and it will be George Wells that goes across to get the ball that's needed. And Slough with a strange formation here. So there's no natural width. Warren Harris missing through injury. And the ball's been thrown on. The Slough won a free kick for a foul on Brad Watkins by Mulligan. And that free kick will be a couple of yards inside their own half. And it's going to be George Wells that will take this free kick. And Slough will send forwards Nisbet and Inns trying to get So I'm thinking, trying to play this ball into the box. And it's Wells with the free kick. Headed away easily by Storer. Comes out here toward O'Connor. O'Connor finds Meikle. Slough under pressure on the counter-attack here. Ball's with Meikle. Up against Fraser. Meikle still with the ball. Looking for a ball on the far hand side. Falls kindly to Howe. Oh, and he just can't get a touch on it. He's never offside, linesman. How can he be offside? The ball come off a Slough player last. That is terrible from the linesman on the far hand side. He's given Howe as offside. The ball, as it was played, hit Fraser and came off Fraser last into his path. Poor touch by Howe, and this wind meant it bounced through to Turner in the Slough goal, but it's been given as an offside, and Turner takes the kick again, catches in the wind. It's going to come all the way back. Nisbet manages to get a flick on. I can't see, and that's it. Just stand up in front, and it's gone out of play for a throw to Kettering on the far hand side. And Berry will take this throw again. All the play on that far hand side due to the wind. Inns comes up, wins the header, comes out here towards Watkins. Watkins trying to hold the ball up, plays the ball, hits it straight at Brown. Now Slough have a throw in on that far hand side. And all the action down that far bit. And it will be Wells with the throw. 5 or 6 yards inside the Kettering half. Thrown down the line, it's gone over the head of everyone. Berry will try and keep the ball in. Watkins chases, but it's been seen out by Berry for a goal kick. So we'll wait. Let's see if we can find some latest scores in some of the other games that are going on. Good afternoon to this is Scott McNee says, can I give a shout out to Finnan as he's got to miss today because he's been in a car crash on the M4. Hopefully everyone's okay, but good afternoon to Finnan, and just hope everything's well. It's another throw on the far hand side, and again Berry will be the player that takes it for Kettering. Again, just being told to come back a little bit here by the referee. The long throw again headed away by Inns, out for another throw again. This is could just be a replay. I could just replay the same bit as again Berry with the throw on the far side. He's just going to try and again aim for Howe. As he just launches his throw into the box. Again Inns does well to win the header, comes out, hooked away by Wells, and again goes straight out of play for another throw. And I think there's something a bit dodgy going on in the betting industry here, because that's another throw for Kettering. That must have been about 15 they've had. Quick throw this time by Berry, finds Mills. Mills back towards Berry, just takes a turn back and towards Mulligan. Mulligan takes a touch, chips the ball forward looking for O'Connor, headed away well by Wells, comes through to Togwell. Togwell manages to clear the ball down the line, trying to find Flood, but Solcombe comes across, ball down the line, and O'Connor will chase that one up against Wells. Does O'Connor to get there first. Still has the ball, plays it inside to Mills. Mills shins that one, and it's gone straight out of play for a goal kick. So while we wait for that ball to come back, let's see if we can find some latest scores from the games in the Southern Premier League. We've played 16 minutes here at Latimer Park. 0-0 is the current score. Let's have a look at what we can find for you as Turner looks to take this kick. This time he keeps the kick inside. Mulligan comes and wins the ball. It's kept in well by Watkins, left by Watkins, and it's a throw to Kettering on the far hand side. Let's see if we can give you some latest scores from the Southern Premier League. Banbury are leading the way to Dorchester. The ball's been played through to O'Connor. It's got too much on it, and it'll go through to Turner in the Slough goal. So I'll give you all the games with goals in. Dorchester 0, Banbury 1, Farnborough 0, St Neots 1, Frome 1, Basingstoke 0, and Stratford 1, Royston 0. Those are the only goals in the Southern Premier so far with goals in them, as Turner takes this long kick down the field. Looking for Flood, headed away by the captain Solkin, and that'll go straight out of play for, guess what, another throw on the far hand side. And it's going to be George Wells with the throw for Slough. This time he's aimed towards Flood. Flood manages to flick on. Watkins chases it back, but it's headed back to the goalkeeper by Solkin. And White tries to kick this one. This one go all the way back, and it's going to be watched by Turner, and Turner catches that on the 6-yard box. That's how far that wind is taking the kick down that far end. So Turner's got to be careful with the possibility of a goalkeeper scoring from that far side. Long kick here by Turner. The ball's allowed to bounce. It'll come through to Watkins. Gets a little push in the back, but it's found Togwell. Togwell now to Nathan Webb. Webb can turn, finds Fraser in the overlap in towards Togwell. Togwell takes a touch, crosses first time. Ball's over, headed away by Mulligan. Comes to the edge of the box. It's Lynch who wins the header. Finds Flood. Flood trying to turn Berry. Still has the ball. Has a couple of players still there. Then loses it. And it's brought out here by Milnes. Milnes trying to hit it with the outside of his foot. But again, catches in the wind and surprisingly goes all the way through to Turner in the Slough goal. So Turner just knocks the ball a couple of yards outside of his penalty area, then plays the ball down, looking for the run of Flood. Ball will be seen out here by Berry. Berry's just had to smash the ball down the line. Lynch trying to keep it in but can't. Takes a touch, goes out of play for a throw to Kettering on that far hand side. I think if Slough will go in 0-0 at half time, they'll be pleased with this wind having a real influence on the game. Berry with the throw. Headed away well by Nisbet, then flicked on by Nathan Webb, goes straight out of play for another throw, and guess what? Jarrell Berry see more of the ball than anyone else on the far hand side. Slough won it back here with Togwell. Togwell now on the line trying to find Flood. Sulkin comes across and goes all the way back to his goalkeeper White. White just chips the ball forwards, knowing that the wind's there. Nathan Webb with the header finds Brad Watkins. Watkins can turn. Just got caught there, but the ball's been played down the line, looking for a run of Flood. Sulkin has to come across and does well to find Berry. Berry inside his own half, chips the ball forwards. Nisbet gets a touch and then heads it backwards, and then Hollis has to come across to head away, and O'Connor will let that ball go out of play for a throw to Kettering on that far hand side, but a couple of yards away from the corner flag. And it's going to be Berry again that will come across to take this throw. And a few yards from the corner flag on the far hand side. Berry with it, quick throw in towards O'Connor, gets the ball back to Berry, then plays the ball but tries to find O'Connor. Well spotted by Nathan Webb, wins the ball, and Slough trying to leave it for Flood. Well spotted by Mulligan, he plays it down the line looking for O'Connor, comes off O'Connor last. It's a throw to Slough on the far hand side. It would be nice if the ball came over this side for a little bit of the game, that would be kind. There's some gentleman has just dropped his tea. He's just kicked his tea over. Someone's kicked his tea over. It's the highlight of the day so far. So the ball's gone straight out of play from that Slough throw and goes out of play for a throw to Kettering on the far hand side. And this time Kettering throw it back towards the goalkeeper White. Watkins will chase the ball down. Ball played back out here to Mulligan, who's come to a right back position. Chips the ball forwards here. Aimed towards Richens. Richens does well to flick the ball on, but Fraser's there first for the Rebel. Then headed away by Sulkin, only as far as Lynch. Lynch takes it down his chest, avoids the challenge of Storer. Finds Nathan Webb, trying to find Wells on the far hand side. Wells does well to keep the ball in. Plays it down the line here for Watkins. Watkins finds Webb. Ball played chipping forwards, looking for the run of Lynch. Lynch heads it, trying to find Watkins on the far hand side. And Watkins is adjudged to have fouled Mulligan. And it's a free kick to Kettering. So not much going on here at the moment, and it's going to be White with this free kick for Kettering, and it's White chipping this ball forwards here, looking for Howe. Howe does well to get a flick on, headed away by Nisbet, only as far as Togwell. Togwell chests it into the path of Lynch. Lynch chased down here by Storer, but finds Wells. Wells with the ball forward, trying to find Flood. Flood takes it on his chest. Gets a high kick there, but the referee says play on. Ball play forward, looking for Watkins. Sulkin with the ball, finds Milnes for Kettering. Chipping it forwards here towards Meikle. Headed away well by Fraser, but only as far as the left back toes. Oh, even robbed by Nathan Webb. Chance here for Slough to burst into the box. Webb chips it forwards, trying to find Watkins. Takes it first time, but he's got heavy touch, and it's an easy catch there for the goalkeeper Paul White, but good play there by Nathan Webb, winning the ball back, chipping the ball in, but Watkins just tried to control it, maybe could have hit it first time. White with the clearance, hits Richens, finds Milnes in space, chips it across to Storer on the far hand side, just inside his own half. Lynch comes across and closes, and knocks the ball out of play for a throw in on the far hand side to Kettering. I should just loop that on a bit, would it be so much easier? I could go in the bar and have a bit. Quick throw by Berry, with played forwards by Richens with his chest. Lynch is underneath it for Slough. Clears the ball along here towards Flood. Flood beaten to the ball by Mulligan. Back out here towards Richens. Towards Berry. Berry finds Mulligan, who's in the halfway centre circle bit. Finds Toosland. the left back. He can come forwards. Chips the ball forwards looking for Howe. Howe treads on the ball on the edge of the area. Great tackle by Ince. Wins the ball back for Slough and finds Nathan Webb. Webb finds Flood. Flood just on the halfway line. Trying to take the challenge off here. Just gets a little push off the ball by Berry. It's gone out of play for a throw to Slough on the far hand side. A couple of feet inside the Kettering half. And it will be Wells that takes the throw. Quick one in towards Lynch. Back towards Wells. Wells chips the ball forwards looking for Watkins. Mulligan comes across, flattens it. Ball played in by Wells. Up towards, cleared by Kettering. Up towards Howe. Finds Meikle. Meikle has the ball inside the centre circle. Slough appealing for a handball. Ball play forwards looking for the run of O'Connor. Headed away by Hollis. And it'll come through here to Lynch on his chest. Finds Nisbet. Nisbet playing in that holding role. Headed away by Mulligan. Comes out here towards Meikle. He can't get there. It's threaded by Fraser to Togwell. Slough keep the ball well. Nisbet up towards Flood. Trying to find Fraser on the overlap here. And Fraser comes across to get the ball. Up against Toosland. He's got Togwell in assistance. Plays the ball in here towards Nisbet. Nisbet finds Inns. Will spread it across to Wells. Or chipping the ball forwards. Putting Slough under pressure to Hollis. Hollis just volleys the ball forwards here. And Mulligan heads it away, only as far as Webb. Webb finds Nisbet. Nisbet flicks the ball towards Flood. Finds Togwell. Slough with a bit of a touch here. Togwell will shoot from distance. It's deflected. Comes through towards Meikle. And he gives it to Toosland to clear up towards Howe. Howe takes it on his chest. Flicks the ball over his head in towards Connor. Connor evades a challenge of Webb. Plays it on the far hand side looking for Storer. Storer comes inside. He's got Berry on the overlap if he needs him. Trying to find him. He divers on the ball. And again it's Nathan Webb that takes the ball off him. And now Webb can bring the ball forward here for Slough. Just goes past and gets clipped by Storer. That'll be a free kick to the Rebels. And good play by Nathan Webb. And Webb's just down injured here at the moment. So I think he just fell on the ball as he landed. He does seem to be just holding his chest. So it's a little bit winded here, and it'll be Matt Lynch will take this free kick around about 7 or 8 feet inside the Kettering half, and it's look, if they think the Slough fans just making a little bit of noise behind that goal now. Lynch with this free kick for the Rebels. Hits it high into the air. It's going to catch in the air and in the wind. Watkins underneath it with Howe. Ball comes through. Webb trying to win it here. Gets to the edge of the box. Webb still running. Just tackled by a Kettering player. Cleared by Kettering. Only as far as Fraser on the halfway line. Fraser spreads out here towards Togwell in the right midfield position. Down the line for Watkins. Watkins up against Solkin. Solkin just comes along. Pushes him off the ball. Does well to win the ball back. Has the ball with Toosland. Toosland plays it down. Headed away by Nisbet. Only as far as Webb. We're about towards Togwell, or Togwell just tries to leave it for Watkins. They both leave it, and it's Toosland who can clear, and missed by O'Connor, and comes through to Turner and Slough goal. 10 yards outside of his penalty area, chipping the ball forward here, looking for Flood on the far hand side. Flood just slips, and that means Berry can bring the ball out. Flood tries to get back, wins it back, but the referee says it's a foul by Flood on the Berry, and it's out for a free kick. And free kick to Kettering, a couple of yards inside their own half. And it's going to be White that will take the free kick. White with this free kick for Kettering. We know the power's going to go off any second, so just bear with us. White with this free kick into the box. It's a good free kick. Headed away by two Slough players. To the edge of the area where Milnes comes and picks the ball up. Just plays a little bit behind him. Finds Meikle. Meikle chips it to the far post. Headed away by Lynch. Only as far as Milnes. But he slips and Webb can play the ball out here towards Togwell. Togwell finds Flood on the halfway line. Flood just holds the ball up to find Fraser. Fraser has the ball here. Chips the ball down the line looking for the run of Flood. But he won't get anywhere near that. And it'll go all the way. That's right. If you had power down, I wouldn't have a problem.
Give the side on now. Thermal put on it.
He says, hiding his hand.
Going over that threshold. Going over that threshold. It's going to start going to other things.